tried to get out, and the time was now.
Yes, 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 ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sitting Down with Stand-Ups. I am your co-host, Justin Sakarica. Do not ask me why I am decked out in Smokey the Bear gear shit today. I don't know, it's a Sunday, I'm feeling kind of froggy. We have the Bean behind the scene, Daryl Bean, working the cameras, Googling shit for us. And over to my left, making his triumphant return as my co-host, is Steve DeVinny. Steve, how the hell are you, man?
What's up? Good, man. Couldn't be better. Everything is copacetic, man.
Yeah, now you actually just went out to L.A., didn't you?
Yep.
How was that?
A little bit ago. It was good. It was a non-comedy related trip, but just that's why I'm moving out there. So I had to kind of check everything out and see where I was gonna see what neighborhood that I would be fitting into, and found it. And I'm excited for the move. Should be good. You guys were just talking about something. You said, someone just said, go fuck yourself. You were going to the lawn people. The fucking thing, funny thing was, I was walking down the beach in Malibu, and just amazing. I found, like, the place I wanted to live, and everything is just, like, getting all these signs. It's just like, yeah, this is it. This is where you need to be. And I'm fucking walking on the beach, and I found a bottle, right, with a fucking message in it. And I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous.
It's pretty,
like,
it's pretty,
like a movie or something, you know? I'm like, what the fuck could this be, you know? Like, and what could the universe be telling me, you know? I fucking open it up. Go fuck yourself. That's what it says, dude. I'm like, who would do that?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It was really funny. It was really funny, but I could imagine, like, well, that was someone who's having just a real fucking bad day.
Like that went from like
the water.
That went from sounding like a Steven Spielberg movie to a Quentin Tarantino movie in like one instant, you know?
Yeah, it was funny. It was pretty humbling. So yeah.
Yeah. So
nonetheless, I'm still going to live there.
Yeah. So make sure that when you go there that you do indeed fulfill that prophecy and fuck yourself.
Yeah. Fucking A, man. Yeah, so that's it. But yeah, it was a great time, good visit. Got to link up with some old friends, and yeah, that place is that's definitely that's the place for me. So
it's gonna be your new home.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, man. I couldn't get out there quick enough. So yeah, good to finally feel like because I've been going to all over the place, kind of trying to find out where I'm going to feel comfortable, where I'm going to fit in, and that's just, out of all places, that's the one. I'm really glad I decided not to mess with Texas. It's just, I would have been real unhappy within, like, month 3. So,
Month 3? Why month 3?
I don't know.
90 days?
I would have just been settled in there, and then I would have started seeing, like, repeat patterns with shit, and it's just, it was a super red state, man. So I'm not a red state guy, man.
Yeah, I can tell because you've got blue painted fingernails right now. So obviously, yeah.
There fucking 8 days and already fucking got painted toenails and shit, man. But it was cool, man. We went and got I got some Japanese foot massage there, and then went and seen a what do you call that? Pedicurist. So that was
I have no idea.
Yeah, it was just, I went to this one place where they rub your feet down and they gave you like this not acupuncture, but they're, I don't know, rubbing your chakras or whatever that shit is.
They legally molest you,
yeah,
essentially.
They totally molested me. It ruled. Another reason to move there. And then, went and got pedicures and manicures. It was awesome, man. It was great. So, pampered myself.
It definitely sounds like it. Well, we are certainly pampered here today because we have an amazing guest coming on. This guy is one of my favorite comedians in the Michigan comedy scene right now. Fantastic guy, very funny, very nice guy, and you may have seen him on his Lighten Up tour, which I'm sure I'll talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, we have on today the very funny Billy Reno. Billy, get on in here, man.
Cut the laugh track.
Yeah.
How's it going, man?
How's it going, man? How are you?
We'll do the greetings.
Yeah.
Plug in.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend like you just got here and haven't been here for a half hour. So.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead, have a seat, man. How are things going, Billy?
Good.
Yeah, you actually just did a show last night, didn't you?
Yeah, up in Shepherd, Michigan.
How'd that go?
It went really well. It was the audience made us work. for laughs. What it was, the audience, there was only a couple people actually from Shepherd, Michigan. Shepherd's a very small town. So there were people from Jackson, Michigan, from Mount Pleasant, and from Alma. So there was like different groups from different areas.
Okay.
And they all seemed to laugh at different things. Like the back of the room did not like it when it was dirty. They didn't like dirty jokes.
Oh, all right.
The middle of the room seemed to really enjoy the dark kind of humor. And then the front of the room liked the dirty stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. Normally, you would think the back of the room would be the ones who like the dirty shit. You know.
Yeah. But I was standing in the back when Nick Pizzuti was there, and he did his '69 joke, which is kind of a tough thing to do starting off the show.
Yeah.
But it was like, all right, we're coming right out of the gate with it.
Yeah.
And nice. Like the front of the room was laughing, and the back of the room was just kind of watching.
Was it like?
But all in all, everybody had a good time, so it was a lot of fun.
Hey, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Were there a lot of like the older folks in the back, or
No.
No, just
No.
divided like that. That's
Yeah.
interesting. All
You
right.
see, it's weird because I've noticed at a lot of the shows I've done, sometimes the older crowds are the ones who like the dirty shit.
Yeah,
it's
the older
weird.
conservative crowds like the dirty stuff. That's
Yeah,
what
no.
I've always
Okay.
seen.
Yeah,
too.
they like the pussy jokes, the dick jokes, the boob jokes, which I'm a dirty comedian myself, so I don't mind, an older crowd, so,
Yeah.
you know. Now, with your kind of humor, like, how would you describe your kind of humor? Like, is it...
I don't know how to describe it. I hate this question. 'Cause I just tell stupid jokes.
No such thing as a stupid
Yeah,
joke?
I don't know how to I'm not observational. I don't do political humor. I don't know. I mean, I tell a couple of one-liners. I do have one story kind of form joke. I think I'm just all over the board.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think it hurts to be, like, a generalist sometimes, because if you're a generalist comedian, I think you have a better chance of at least hitting a few notes with every single member of the crowd out there, because, again, like, if you do political humor, you're guaranteed to piss off at least half the room.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
I mean, and it doesn't matter if you're doing, jokes on Democrats or Republicans, you're going to piss one side off.
Both sides are snowflakes.
Yeah, and then by the end of the show, everyone's gonna fucking hate you, and it's gonna be a mess,
Yeah, I agree. I have one political joke that I tell at the end that seems to go well because, I state how I don't do political humor, and it's not really bashing either side. It's just a stupid joke. So
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I had one political joke I told one time, and I thought it was so clever. And then it turns out a bunch of other people were telling essentially the same thing, so I'm like, I'm not gonna tell anymore. It's like I worked so hard to think of it, and then I'm like, oh, I guess I'm not very fucking unique. So that was going in the garbage. So it wasn't a very good joke. So
that's always the worst when you come up with a joke that you just think is incredibly clever and smart, and you tell it, and the audience just stares at you, and you're like, nobody, like that's.
Yeah.
I really don't want to not tell that joke because I think it's so great, but.
Yeah, I thought I wrote this amazing joke a while back, and it turned out it was just I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me. It just wasn't a good joke. I was all excited about it. You ever just write a joke and you're just fucking stoked, can't wait to do it? You think it's just gonna fucking rule, and it just sucks.
Sometimes you realize it as you're saying it, like the back of your head's going, don't,
Yeah.
don't do. And you realize as you're watching the faces and the smiles disappear, and you're like, oh shit.
yeah, and it's even worse too when it's not that they don't get it, they just don't care.
Yeah.
They're like, I understand it. It's a fucking stupid joke.
Yeah, it just wasn't funny.
Exactly. Yeah. Then you're like, well.
Yeah, that's the worst. I'd rather you were upset by it or that than to say it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've all had those moments where we're like, we are so creative. It's so innovative. I'm the next big thing, and then crickets. Fucking crickets.
Wait, did you take the comedy class?
I actually did not. No.
Did you, Steve?
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay. And Daryl, I know you did, right? Yeah, that's how we all feel after our graduation show, because everyone pretty much does well on the graduation show, because it's everybody's friends and family.
Yeah.
So I left my graduation show, the door guy, Jerry at the time, he came up to me and he's like, he goes, hey, Mr. Ridley was talking about you. And I said, was he? I said, does he want to hang out or something? And and Jerry, he looked at me like, kind of like, all right, knock it off. You're not on stage now. Stop trying to be funny. And he goes, you should go over there and introduce yourself. So I went over to Mark and thanked him, and he complimented me. He said, I want to see you MC and stuff. And then I watched the tape, of my graduation show, and I was absolutely horrendous. Absolutely. I mean, like, it was just horrible. I can't even watch it. I get like 30 seconds in, and I'm just like, I can't watch this. This is so bad. But we all leave there thinking, dude, I'm going to be the next big thing.
Yeah.
And then you go to a bowling alley. And,
They'll put you in your place.
Yeah.
With fucking 15 people.
yeah, right. You get those open mics where it's 3 people and 20 comics who are just judging you
Yeah.
for everything you say.
Yeah. You know, I think, you know, like, this is so crazy. I think the last time I actually saw you in person...
Is this your story?
No.
Okay.
We're gonna save that.
Okay.
But no, yeah. The last time I saw you in person was at Tom Swan's open mic, and there was like 4 audience members, and the rest were comedians. And by the time I got on stage, there were 2 audience members. So
Did I walk them? Did I walk 2? Was
I don't know.
before
No.
you?
I want to say you closed it out. You didn't walk them, but
Okay.
yeah, I didn't do
Oh
any.
gosh, was that in Walled Lake?
Yeah, the Tiki Beach.
Yeah, that was when they had the stage was in front of the painting of the volcano behind
And
it.
they said don't make fun of the painting, and I believe you did.
Yeah, I did.
What? They didn't want you to make fun of the
Yeah,
painting?
the venue didn't
Yeah.
want us to make fun
Oh
of
my
it.
God.
It was. I mean, it was just a really bad painting.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like it was like if your untalented child
Yeah.
drew a picture of you and like was like so proud of it, and the parents are like, "Look, I know it looks like shit. Don't make fun of it."
Yeah.
And then Uncle Billy comes over. What the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was in 2017.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a while ago. Holy shit! I'm surprised you remember that.
I remember weird things. Yeah.
Yeah, you must.
Yeah. Well, you don't forget a painting that bad. I'll tell you that much. Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
No.
Did they say anything to you like, why the fuck did you make fun of the
No.
painting? Oh, good.
No, not that I can
Good.
remember. They were fine. They were cool.
Yeah, they were too busy outside trying to cut the brakes of your car.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's where that fuse was that was dangling behind my car while I was driving away.
Yeah, well, apparently they're as good at sabotage as they are at painting, so.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I was
Unsuccessful! Sorry, Tom, I love your open mic, but
Yeah.
that painting sucks.
Yeah, it's a great. I think he still runs the room, doesn't he?
It's coming back soon,
Is
actually.
it?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Tom does a good job. He puts on good rooms.
I do.
good shows.
I like Tom a lot. He's a
Yeah.
good dude. Tom is a good dude. Tom Swan, you're okay with me.
Let's all right, let's go back to so
Yeah.
did you start in Chicago or
No.
would you start it here?
No, because I was born in Chicago, and then I moved when I was like 10
Okay.
or 11 to Texas. To Texas
Oh yeah, that's
for
right.
4 years. Yeah, Houston.
Okay.
And then I moved to Michigan when I was like 16. Well, I didn't. My parents moved
Right.
when I was 16, so I
Yeah.
moved with them. And then I bounced around as an adult. Lived in California for a stint. Lived in Minnesota. Lived back in Chicago a couple times. But no, I started about 9 years ago,
Okay.
2013.
All right. Have you done much stand up in Chicago or?
I've done a couple shows there. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did it was called the Open Mic Fest
Okay.
at the time. That was the first show to kick off the Open Mic Fest. I started in September 2013. I took the class. And then 2014, I worked on Butt Mackinac Island, so I didn't really do any comedy. And then when I left the island after the season, I was doing more, signing myself up for shows, and I got into that Open Mic Fest. And I was for the opening night, I was the 67th comedian to go out.
Oh.
Jesus.
Yeah, I got there at 8 p.m. at this restaurant, and I didn't go up till like almost 2 a.m.
67.
Yeah.
Why so many fucking...
I don't know. And the problem was the MC kept doing time in between.
Oh,
God.
God.
And it's like, dude, you had your chance. Just introduce the next person. And then a couple of people cut in front of me, probably that they knew, local ones. And then,
Okay.
I was tired. I wanted to leave. By the time I got up, there was barely an audience then.
Sure. Fuck, man.
So,
60.
and one guy got up like 5 before me. He did a Bill Burr bit, word for word. Just word for word. I was sitting in the back of the room, and I looked at the guy next to me like, that's Bill Burr, man. That's Bill Burr, word for word. That's Bill Burr.
Nobody called him out? Like, oh, Jesus.
I was going to say something, but I'm a year in, and I was like, yeah, I'll just,
Right.
whatever.
You sure that it wasn't Bill Burr in like a really good,
Yeah.
in like a really good disguise? I mean,
Yeah,
it's 2
right.
a.m.
Yeah, it was Bill Burr. And I'm like, yeah. Then I'm telling the other guy, like, that dude, that's a Bill Burr bit. And the guy just got up and walked away from me, like, I'm not sitting back next to this. Can't even recognize Bill Burr.
Yeah.
No, Bill Burr's one of my idols, comedy idols. I love
Bill Burr's hilarious. I love Bill Burr.
If it was Bill
Yeah.
Burr. Yeah, Bill Burr's the comedian that I wish I could have been, or could be.
You could still be him.
No. I'm not. One, I'm not smart enough, and plus he's already doing it. So, but he says what you're thinking. He just says it funnier.
Yeah. I mean, I love when he would be on Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things is when he was talking about Oprah and having the midgets on. God, that was so. But he's talking
about Lance Armstrong.
Yeah.
And Oprah acting so shocked about what he was doing. Yeah. That was great. Yeah.
Oh God, he has no filter, and I love it. And like you said, like I wish I could somehow have that sort of that gusto just to go for it, you know?
Yeah, no, because I know I want to be liked too much by people, and I can never
See, that's one thing I don't care if people like me or not, because whatever.
See, that's good. I'm the opposite.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I'm a pleaser.
Yeah, same here. Fucking weak.
No, I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. It is. It does stink in a way. My one brother's like that. He don't give a shit what anyone thinks about him.
Yeah.
It's like, God, I wish I could have been like that.
Yeah.
I wish we could have switched the abuse we went through.
Sure.
So I could have turned out like that. Like, I don't give a shit. But,
Yeah. The one thing I've learned is as long as the people who I really love and respect have love and respect for me, that's what makes me happy.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a very small circle of people who like I really, really. I mean, like I care about people, but.
Yeah.
I don't worry about what somebody 4 times removed from me thinks.
Yeah.
I give a fuck. They're probably one of those people that call me Jason all the fucking time because I get called Jason by so many people. It's like, dude, you've known me how many years? Justin, not fucking Jason.
You mean your name's not Jason?
See, exactly. People will get my last name right, but fuck up my first name. I don't understand.
Yeah, I wouldn't even attempt your last name.
Smart man. See, you are smart.
Yeah.
You are smart, Billy.
That's what I hated about emceeing when I would start emceeing, is I would just butcher people's names.
Oh man, yeah, that's tough.
And I would tell them, like, look, I'm not getting your name right. My first time I emceed was Ridley's the week after my graduation show. I called and wanted to MC, and Heather Kozlakowski was on it.
Funny girl.
Yeah.
Funny girl.
And we were in the back, and we looked like the Sesame Street thing with the 2 faces sounding out words.
Yeah.
She's walking me through her name, Kozlakowski. And I still went out there and was like, Kozlakowski. And she comes out, she's like, well, I guess my last name has changed. And the sad part is Billy Reno's a stage name, and my last name is Kozlowski. So it's like 1 letter different from hers, and I still couldn't get her name right. But I think that was more nerves, too, because there was a huge rainstorm. There was only a few people in the audience, and most of it was my family, because they were still supporting me, because it was
Still supporting me,
still
yeah.
coming off to the
Yeah.
And it would just, I was doing all different, even the stuff last week was new, because it was my first time, but I ate shit up there, and then, it was, and one guy in the back's like, man, fuck those people out there, they suck. And I'm like, yeah, that's my mom.
You're like, yeah.
My dad, and
I'll tell them that at Thanksgiving.
my brother.
Yeah.
Right, I'll let them know.
Now that is kind of crazy to think about how like at least in my opinion, smaller crowds to me are more nerve-wracking than a bigger crowd, because in my opinion, like the bigger the crowd, the more chance you have to find that nerve, that funny bone with some people and make them laugh. Smaller crowds make me nervous because I'm like, shit, there's like the probability that they're not going to find you funny is higher. So it's I prefer a bigger crowd.
Yeah, I would prefer a bigger crowd, yes, but sometimes some of the best shows I've been at have been small crowds.
Good point. Very good
Because
point.
smaller crowds are more into the show. When you have if Ridley's is packed, people way in the back start talking. They're not as close to you, so they're not as invested in the show.
Good point.
But a smaller crowd, they're all right here. And I've had some great shows with smaller crowds. Last night, we only had maybe 40 people there. I think 40 to me is a perfect size.
Yeah, I wouldn't say 40 is small, but it's a good, it's a good size.
We should 3 people. That's
That's hell.
Brutal. Yeah. I did Holly Hotel the second show on a Saturday. It was 8 people,
Jeez.
and they just all sat in the front.
Yeah,
and what did I say? I said something. It was like right after Mother's Day, or it was coming up to Mother's Day, and I'm like, "Are you getting anything for your mom?" This guy, and he's like, "My mom passed away."
Oh Jesus Christ!
And I said, well, what about your wife's mom? And he's like, she died last week. I was like,
Hilarious.
okay. I was
Yeah.
like, shit, well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. That's my time.
Yeah.
You said no.
I'll see you
What
later.
what a fucking downer, man. Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
like at that point, it almost feels like you're not doing a comedy show. It's like you're on trial.
Yeah.
And you're trying to convince these people that you are funny. You know, it's
Yeah.
like,
It's
oh,
like that's the parole board.
Yeah.
In front of the parole board, and they're, yeah. Do I deserve to go back out again?
yeah. Oh, it's fucking 8 people's crowds suck, man.
What was life like before comedy? What was the original plan, Dave? What were you going
I
to do?
didn't have a plan. I
Yeah?
was a lost soul.
Okay.
Yeah, I never had a plan before comedy. I was in restaurant management, but I hated it. I
Okay.
absolutely despised it.
Really?
I was in restaurant management for about 8 years, I think, and I hated every single bit of it. There was maybe a small window of like maybe 2 or 3 months where I was actually enjoying it, but then after that, I couldn't stand it. But I was always lost. I never had any direction. I never knew what I wanted to do or who I wanted to be, and then I had a manager say to me, I was talking with some of the staff, then we said, we were talking how you missed your calling. You should have been a comedian. She's like, I don't think you realize how funny you are.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to do it. So that's when I was like, you know what, I didn't miss anything. I can still do it. So I started looking around, and then I found the class. I almost didn't go the first day.
Really?
The class. Yeah, I was driving there, and I almost turned around and left. But I was like, you know what, I told myself, you do this every time, want to do something, and then you don't. Or you stop halfway through. Just go to the first class and check it out.
Find a reason to.
Yeah, just go to the
half
first
out.
class, see what it's like, and then and I did, and Bill pulls us right up on stage, the first
Yeah.
class, and just get you talking about your life, and then he's making jokes for you on it. So
Right.
yeah, and then I did my first open mic in Ann Arbor, and I was
Showcase?
Yeah,
Really?
I did it
Okay.
before the graduation show because I wanted to be more relaxed.
Ah,
It didn't
alright.
work. Because I wasn't. But it's funny, on my way to that open mic, I was a GM of a restaurant, and it was I took over this, right? It was a shithole. And on my way there, one of my like assistant managers called. It's like the Coke machine broke, and it's flooding the dining room. And I'm like, well, I'm halfway to Ann Arbor. I go, call Coke. Go into the office into the Rolodex and
Yeah.
call Coke. They'll send somebody. So I'm stressing because this is the first time I'm going up on stage.
Yeah.
And I'm stressing about that. So I get to Ann Arbor, and I see Roger, and I'm told he's the guy to go check in. So I check in with him, and then I said, hey, and you guys know Roger.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
all know. And I said, hey, I go, like, I'm not trying to be high maintenance. My first time going up, so if possible, can I go somewhere in the middle instead of like right out of the gate? Because I just want to get my thoughts together. And this was his response. And then I went, or you can just put me wherever you want. Thanks for letting me.
Yeah.
I just turned around and walked. Like, I was like, I think he's going to cut me off the list. I don't think I'm going to go up. But I did go up. He didn't say anything to me. He was just silent and just stared at me.
It's
And I was
amazing,
like,
Yeah.
dude.
yeah, I was just like, and then as I got to know, like, that's just Roger.
Yeah. I just.
So, yeah, I always laugh about that now.
Yeah, he's not a 200-year-old bag of bones, and I'm intimidated by him. You know. It's like,
Roger, if you're watching, he didn't mean that.
Yeah.
no, I
No,
meant it.
yeah,
I
no,
meant
yeah,
it. I
yeah.
fucking meant every word of it, Roger.
Yeah, fuck it.
I've
Whatever.
given up trying to get on the open mic there. Getting booked in Ann Arbor. So, yeah.
Well, that's why it helps to run your own shows.
Yes.
Yes, and speaking of that,
Make your own opportunity.
yes, and speaking of that, you, Steve Hansen, and Ron Rigby have the Lighten Up tour, correct?
Yes, the Lighten Up Comedy Show.
Yes, and what is that all about?
Well, we started it, actually it was me, Steve, and Shane Dials started it.
Oh, I haven't even heard the name Shane Dowles in a while. He was great.
Yeah, I loved Shane. In fact, I messaged him, I was talking with him last week, like I want to buy one of his jokes off him, because I always loved the joke.
Is he officially out?
No, well, right now they're expecting their first child.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations, Shane,
Yeah.
if you're watching. Probably
Yeah,
not.
so they're probably focusing on that, but he doesn't want to write stand-up off his list entirely. When the pandemic hit, he told us that he wanted to focus more on screenwriting and there's other avenues than stand-up, so he, left the Lighten Up
Sure.
tour. And then, Ron we had Ron as his. I have replacements for all of us. I'm like Batman with the Justice League. How he has contingency plans on how to take everybody out. I know who's replacing each one of us if we leave.
Fucking Billy Batman Reno.
You know, we all go through that phase as comedians. We're like, I'm gonna quit. This is bullshit, dude. I can't. Shane was going through one of those phases, and instead of comforting him, the first thing I said was, "Well, we'd have Ron Rigby take over."
Yeah.
Like, no, like, oh, come on, man, you can stick it out. I'm just automatically thinking, okay, so how do we replace Shane? And we can hug it out later.
Yeah, but that is kind of weird how, like, as comedians, I'm sure we've all had that feeling of, you know what, like, I don't want to do this anymore, like, but
Weekly.
yeah, just like I don't know, like, I really enjoy
Show.
like I really enjoy just like producing shows and having that whole feel, you know. So I mean, like, as long as I'm able to do it, like, I want to keep doing it, you know. And I mean, there have been some comedians in the Michigan scene here who have kind of backed out. Some of them have stayed true to their word, which I respect, but I would love to see some of them come back because they're very talented people. And
well, when I first started, I was a few years in, and I was doing a show at Joey's, and I got there early. I was talking with
Joey's
Bashard, and I was telling him how just, man, because I was going through that thinking, like, this isn't for me. You know, I always wanted to do it. I always thought it would be for me. I thought this was kind of my calling, but I don't know. And he said, you know, I see so many comics who quit too soon. Before it takes a long time to get to a certain level. And he said it to me, and I thought, okay, I'll just keep going. And then it's been up and down.
yeah,
But we started the Lighten Up show first as doing charity shows for animal shelters. Steve and Lisa have a small zoo in their house, and so they're big with a lot of the shelters. So we would do charity shows, and then we just, because, you know, as comedians, it's hard to get booked. Mm-hmm. You struggle getting booked, and we were all struggling getting booked. So we're like, well, why don't we just do our own shows and go around and see what venues want to let us come in and do a show.
Yep, and I think booking your own venues is the best way to get booked because it's always guaranteed stage time. You know, I went through the same thing. I was struggling to get booked, and I'm like, well, why don't I just make the opportunity myself? You know, now I've got 2 rooms that I book, guaranteed paid stage time twice a month. So, you know, it's very, very it's very beneficial. Now, where does the name Lighten Up come from?
I think Steve came up with it. I think it was just, you know, saying, like, lighten up, it's a joke.
Oh, okay.
It's not lighten up those doobies.
Yeah. No, that's if Pizzuti was part of us.
Yeah.
Good old Pizzuti.
Yeah, but no, that's, you know, just, that was the meaning of it. Like, you know, we all met at, we either met at Atomic Coffee or we met somewhere in Berkeley, I think. And we were trying to go, we had a list of names, and I can't even think of any of the other ones of what we wanted to do, and I think we settled on the Lighten Up comedy show. And then Shane came up with the logo.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which is a light bulb with an arrow pointing up.
Yeah, it's, you know, I get it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get it, yeah.
Good, I don't have to explain it. That makes it better.
Yeah, the light bulb came on, so. That was fucking terrible. Yeah, see, that's why I don't get booked.
Yeah.
Because I say shit like that on camera. There's no way to erase that. Yeah. All right, let's, I just embarrassed myself again like always. So, it is what it is. Fuck it.
You got any other, interests? Like, what else do you mess with?
When I was
outside
younger,
of
I was really into
comedy?
pool. I used to play a lot of pool.
Pool, huh?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Why is that weird?
Yeah. You fucking weirdo. You're playing pool? Let me get on it.
I
Yeah.
used to molest colleagues.
I just like that.
Colleagues.
That was like the last thing I thought you were going to say. It's just pool. Okay.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Don't I look like a pool player and a bowler? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's not weird.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was really into pool when I was young. In my 20s and that. So
Were you on like a league or anything?
Yeah,
Really?
I did a league, and then I, just with friends and my dad. My dad was really into pool. That was kind of our connection.
All right.
We would go shoot pool.
Do you have a table at home?
No.
Oh,
No. Now we'd go to the old Fraser Q Club.
okay.
It's not there anymore. And this was when pool halls it was still just a pool hall. There was no bar. There was no jukebox or
Right.
music. There was no food. It was just 12 pool tables and a vending machine.
Lots of cigarettes.
Oh, God, yeah. It's like hazy in there. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they closed up, and then Hofsprow across, which is Infinity, which I did a show at 2 weeks ago. a new place opened up there, and I know Hall of Fame Billiards is still open on 13. I used to see some big money games in the back.
Really?
Yeah, in the back room there. And I think, Sharks Club down from One Night Stands.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was.
They got pool tables.
Yeah,
Really?
Sharks
Okay.
Club was right next to the old studio.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
like right next
You're
door.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It is. Yeah, or was, or still is. But it's not the studio. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not a grammar guy. Anyone that's received the messages from me could tell you I'm not a grammar guy.
I'm like, oh shit, he's drunk again.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
the
it's
sad part. Is I'm
It's
not.
fucking noon on a Sunday, man.
I know. I'm like, I'm not drunk.
No, man, but yeah, pool is I love pool, but I suck at pool so bad. I am so bad at pool. When my dad was recovering from Legionnaire's disease, he was beating me at pool. They had a pool table at the rehab facility, and he was in a wheelchair because he had to get the mobility back in his legs.
Yeah.
He was still beating me in pool.
That's
So I'm awful at pool. Yeah. So
same thing. My dad was on his deathbed, and I never ever beat. I won games. We played what was called straight pool. That was in the Hustler, the original, not the Color of Money, but the first one, the Hustler.
Okay.
It's you get a point for each ball you make in. You can hit any ball you want. You leave the last ball on the table, and then you re-rack. And the goal is to make that and carry into the rack and spread out the balls, and then continue your run.
Oh.
So my dad's high run is like 72 balls or something without missing, and mine was like 21, I think. But I've never beaten him. I've won like racks off him in that, but he's
Okay.
always beat me in the finals. In 9-ball, I've won. He's beaten me like 7-3, or you know, I've won games. When he was on his deathbed, we went and shot pool once, and it was the only time I beat him. And then he was getting tired. Before we could even finish we play a game to 10, and before we could finish it, he's like, he goes, I think I'm done. And I'm like, well, this still counts.
yeah,
I beat
you're like, no excuses. It
Yeah.
doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah,
I want this victory. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah. Well, that's I have yet to beat my dad in pool. And I probably never will.
yeah,
Because he has a pool table at his house and he practices
he plays
constantly,
all the time.
and I'm just uncoordinated as hell. So
Well,
I
if you want
suppose
to back me, I'll go play him. I probably won't beat him either, because
Well-
I mean I haven't played in so long. Now,
he'll play anybody in pool. He would
Yeah.
love it. I can show up there right now and say, Dad, it's my friend Billy. He wants to play you in pool. He will drop what he's doing and play it. But right now he's in Spain, so I have no way of contacting him. So
all right, well maybe another time.
yeah,
I'll
we'll
go
do.
over. Ted Moss just put a pool table in his basement, and I've been over there to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
How is Ted doing?
good.
Good.
Yeah,
I haven't
good,
seen
good.
Ted in a while. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a decent pool player too. He's not bad. He beat me when we first. Like I just got done having surgery, and I was not making excuses. And I mean, I haven't shot in a long time. Neither has he. So it was the game.
You're making excuses.
Yeah,
Surgery. I haven't shot in a long
basically,
time.
yes,
I got
I'm
a kink
making
in my
excuses.
neck.
My ego. I got such a fragile ego. Yeah, he was beating me. Last time I played him, I beat him, but he was beating me up until then. But he's a good pool player. You can tell he's no stranger.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Yeah, what about you, Steve? You
Pool?
acquainted with the pool stick
I
there?
beat my dad once with a pool cue.
With the
Now you guys weren't playing pool, of course.
No, I never
Yeah,
fucked with
yeah.
my dad doing any shit. Like, he was not into anything.
yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing my dad was ever into: pool and poker. He'd play
Yeah.
pool and poker. Yeah, we once in a while he'd come. I don't know how to. I'm a nervous. Like as you can tell, like as soon as my OCD, as soon as I sat down, I was like, these are separated. Let's get those together.
Counting questions.
And,
Yeah.
and now I'm like, okay, maybe they should be over here. Yeah, every question that pisses me off. I'm like,
Yeah, he's gonna
That's
start.
one point
Yeah.
against you, Billy.
You
Yeah.
asked me at the start, is there anything that's off limits? Anytime you hit something off
Yeah,
limits.
That's actually a pretty good idea. Like our fuck you counter. Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Steve's message in the bottle. Go
Yeah.
fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Which makes me just want to go put those messages in a bottle and go throw them out in the Lake
Dude.
Michigan and
Yeah.
Lake St. Clair.
Some of them must be out there doing that
Yeah.
shit. Because
I think it's
just-
I think it's hilarious.
I do. I would have
Yeah.
laughed my ass off if I saw
It
it.
was
Yeah.
funny, and luckily I was in a fucking right headspace to
Yeah.
receive that message.
Just write down nobody loves you and fucking yeah. See, like I actually think like you know how they have like those Dove chocolates that have like the positive messages. I think they should make ones that are like realistic, like pay your bills. You know.
Dove chocolate says positive messages. Are they written on the chocolate bar?
No, it's like on the inside. It's like take a break today, or like somebody loves you. No, like I think it needs to be like realistic. Like get your life together. Like you've had too many. Put the bag down.
How many does this make today?
Yeah.
Was this your 6th Dove bar?
That's speaking of chocolate bars. You know, Magnum is now making chocolate bars, like big fucking chocolate bars.
Magnum, the ice cream.
No shit.
The condom maker.
The condom one. Wow.
I don't know why.
There's a Magnum ice cream bar, which is delicious.
That's the same.
It is pretty
thing.
damn good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the company.
Oh, seriously?
Really?
I thought it was an
Double
I was like, this
Yeah.
looks like a dick.
Yeah. How far down did you get it?
Almost to the popsicle.
Oh, man. Did you get to the message? Oh, Jesus.
Oh man.
Did you hear about that grandmaster chess player who they're accusing of cheating because he was pulling anal beads out of his ass?
What?
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Dude, Steve, you live the most interesting life. Like, this show should
It's
just
not
be.
me.
It should just be interviewing you the whole time.
Yeah.
And like, where did you hear this from? Like,
Just reading.
NR
I read a
NPR?
lot.
Was it on NPR?
No, it wasn't on NPR. I read it in.
When was this happened?
Just a few days ago. I think it was USA Today wrote an article about it.
What reporter? What reporter got that story?
Yeah, what, like-
You know, some reporter on the outs. They were like, "Go cover this guy who's pulling anal beads out of his ass."
How does that help you in chess?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, but apparently it's something. It's helping him somehow because now they're scrutinizing his win. So he's not the grandmaster for nothing.
So
dude.
they're scrutinizing his win and not the fact he's pulling anal beads out of his ass. Like, what does that tell you?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about the story. I haven't. It's still fresh.
Can we use it to count cards?
Yeah.
There's something about it, but he might be disqualified for having that anal bead.
I mean, he should be disqualified, but I don't know how that was helping him.
How does that help you?
I don't know.
Maybe that's what Lance Armstrong should have done instead of fucking taking steroids. Put like a 5-foot anal bead rope up his ass and just pull one out and.
Instead of the seat, he just has an anal dildo.
Did you hear about that? There's a teacher, a male teacher in Ontario.
I heard about this.
That threw him out of class because he came in with a gigantic set of tits.
I heard about this.
Came in with what?
A gigantic set of prosthetic tits.
Like
came in?
cartoonishly
The
big.
teacher did?
They were like cartoonishly big, like, and they were like
The
the
lesson
nipple.
for today.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was a woodshop teacher too.
Oh, I didn't know. He was a
Yeah,
shop
wood
teacher.
shop teacher of
They're
all
always
things.
hilarious, you know.
Like you'd think it would have been like a theater, like a drama teacher. No,
sure.
fucking wood shop.
Were they made of wood?
I don't think so.
With how big they were, there's no way it would have broke his back.
They were gigantic.
Yeah,
dude.
like beach balls.
Yeah.
One more reason why Canada's better than us.
Right. No.
Oh,
We
Canada!
needed more proof.
It's yours to discover.
Oh man, that's.
There's were we done with that one?
Oh no, I mean, yeah, I'm just kind of,
Yeah, go ahead, Steve. What else you got?
yeah, you're fucking
This was
a
worth the
plethora
hour
of
drive in
wonderful
itself.
news stories. This is great.
this is a little bit more serious, but there's been like an alarming amount of UFOs spotted
My brother was
over
talking about that the other day.
Ukraine, over the battlefields. I don't know if they're observing what's going on or what they're doing, but I thought that was pretty cool.
That's pretty
You know,
cool.
Lots of activity happening over there.
Nice. Yeah, I'm more of a Bigfoot guy myself, but I love UFOs too.
I can see this. Let's get back to the big tits.
Yeah. But no,
right.
Okay, you're gonna sour the mood with the
But no, I was
fucking
just
war.
that reminded
Yeah.
me of an old Twilight episode that I saw when I was a kid, where
Twilight.
aliens. Twilight
Zone?
Zone. Twilight
Okay.
Zone.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just said Twilight. I forget.
Yeah.
I forget.
He's got big tits on the brain right now. He's all
Yeah,
flabbergasted.
I forget there was no Twilight Zone episode. I'm sorry. And aliens came down. There was all the world leaders were meeting, and they were trying to hammer out world peace. And the aliens came down. These aliens came down and said that we were an experiment. They put us on this planet, and if we don't straighten up, they're going to come back and just wipe us off the face of the planet and start.
Yeah.
They're like, we'll give you 3 days or whatever. And they left. So then it's 3 days of them, just all these world leaders, and then the aliens come back after 3 days, and they're like, you can see these guys, they've been up for 3 days straight, they're just exhausted, their hair's a mess, their shirt, kind of like how Steve looks. I'm sorry, Steve.
No, it's fine.
I'm sorry, I got nothing but love for you. He's immediately like, And then they came back, and all the world leaders, they handed this big thing. They're like, boom, there it is. We've achieved world peace. And then the aliens like, we didn't want peace. We put you guys down here to fight each other. And peace isn't what we were looking for you. And then they destroyed the world.
Oh,
What
So
was
just maybe that's what they're doing. The aliens are like, finally, we got another war going on.
right.
Yeah.
It could be.
I know that was much to do about nothing.
Were you more Team Edward now that we're speaking of Twilight?
You let it slip, Billy. You let it
I
slip.
know. I should have shut up. You guys want some gum?
No, I'm okay, thanks.
I'll grab one of those.
Daryl, do you want a piece?
I'm good, thank you. It's
Oh.
gonna sound great on the microphone.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm not used to being on TV.
gotcha. Well, we have like 4 people that subscribe to us right now, so you know.
There goes a piece of gum. I just spit it.
So, Billy, one thing I want to ask you: you, besides doing stand-up comedy, you also do some voice acting.
Well, I was trying to get into voiceover, and I've had one gig
Yes.
in 2 years.
So,
I've done a lot of auditions.
yeah, voice acting is tough. I've also got into voice acting. I've had a few auditions. I turned down a few parts, but you and I were recently on a gig together. You did some work for Mr. Brian Dombrowski.
Okay, so that's the big. Is this the what you were talking about?
Yes. Did you, and please tell me you did you get to meet this guy in person?
No.
Oh, fuck, you missed out.
I talked to him on the phone a couple times.
Yeah, his house phone. This man has no cell phone. He has no internet. He goes to the library to check his emails. Because I did a part in his like experimental film, and it got to a point where I literally had to go to his house to record my lines.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Motherfucker had furniture nailed to the floor in his house because that's the way he liked it. He didn't want to move it. And it's like, what the like, dude, like...
I was so geeked that I actually got like a role, like I mean, it was
Yeah.
a small part. I only had a couple
yeah.
lines to say. And I was so excited about it, and you're just like, you're taking the wind out.
Well, yeah, it's like, because I played a part, like, I forget the character's name, and then he also wanted me to play a part of Bernie Blunder, but apparently he went with somebody else for that. So, yeah, he is an interesting character.
Yeah.
Fucking no wife, no kids, never married, furniture nailed to the floor in his house, no cell phone, no internet, and it's 2022.
Wow.
This guy is a character. Yeah, he is fucking...
Number one with a bullet. That's what it was called.
Oh, yeah, number one with a bullet. Did you hear anything? Like, has it gone anywhere? Has it
I
fucking...
haven't heard anything from him. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't even happy with what I recorded.
Same here. It was terrible, and he loved it.
Yeah, I know. That's what he said to me. He's like, oh my God, I loved what you did with... Because I even called him and said, hey, because I know nothing of the script.
Oh, God.
Or
I
the
wish I had the script.
And I'm like, so... in my mind, I'm thinking like this person is kind of like this, so I figure I should say it like this. He's like, oh yeah, that's great. And I thought, man, maybe I got a knack for this. But now after hearing he nails his furniture down,
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like...
I have a knack for this at all.
Yeah, because I went to his house, and I'm recording my lines, and I'm like, it's going to take me a few takes to kind of get it. He's like, oh, that's perfect. I'm like, it really is? Because it just sounds like me talking. And he's like, this is going to be amazing. And he's explained to me why he uses technology from the 1990s because, the new shit, they can hack into it. And I'm like, oh, boy. I'm going to be nailed to the floor here in a minute. That's exactly my thought.
You're going to be in the basement with his wife and kids.
Exactly. Like, I'm surprised that one of my lines wasn't, hello, my name is Justin. If you want to see me again, please send $50,000 to Brian Dumbrowski. Like,
wouldn't that be great if you walked in and that was the script?
I'm very naive, so I probably would have fucking run it with gusto. Like, please help me, not realizing I'm an actual fucking hostage. But yeah,
So the character's name is Justin too, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. You described him to a T.
He sent me a CD to put it on.
Yes.
And when I went to the studio, they're like, the fuck is what?
Yeah, because he's stuck in the 90s.
Yeah, they were like, "What the CD? Like, why are we putting it on? I could just give you an audio or whatever." I don't, because I'm not a technical guy.
Yeah.
Like the guy at the studio I went to do it was just like, hey.
Again, I hate to sit here and talk shit because he's a nice guy. He's very weird. I'm very honest. I'm sorry, Brian, but you don't have internet, so you can't fucking watch this.
Yeah.
But
I'll never see this.
he literally was like. I'm trying to like send him over the files. And he's like, well, it'll be easier if you come to my house because I don't have internet. I go to the library to check my email. So
He goes to the library, so you go there to jerk off.
basically, oh god, oh man,
There was
yeah.
a problem with that for a while.
Yeah.
I heard of, I don't know if it, like, where.
Ohio.
But people going to the library and jerking off.
Yeah,
like, going
yeah.
on porn sites.
Why the library? I mean, dude,
Because they don't have internet at home, probably.
Right,
And
yeah.
that's where they're getting their porn.
but they don't have an imagination.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, do what we did when we were kids. We walk out in the woods and find a porno mag.
Exactly, yeah. You know,
There's
it's
always
fucking,
a porno mag somewhere in the woods.
yeah.
And just fucking jerk off by an oak tree.
Back in the old days,
Yeah.
the good old days.
Back when I was your age.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, wild. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the first. Did you do Michigan voiceover?
Kate Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did. Mine
Have you
with.
met Kate in person?
No.
Okay, Kate is
Is
amazing.
this Kate Hart? you
Kate
said?
Hart. Yeah, Kate Hart. She is a very, very good teacher when it comes to voice acting.
Yeah.
Very, very eccentric lady, but I love Kate to death.
Yeah.
Like Kate's
Real nice.
awesome. I've met her several times, and
And
she
for the record, we're saying this because she does have the internet.
yes, Kate does. Yes, Kate does have the internet, but she's a great woman. Again, very eccentric, but I love her. She's gotten me a lot of auditions.
Yeah.
I auditioned for a show on Cartoon Network. I fucking bombed terribly.
Yeah.
I landed a role in a Star Wars online game, and then when I realized that they were not going to tell me what I was getting paid until the project was done, I told them to go fuck off. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But voice acting's tough, man.
It is.
You have to really like audition like crazy and
And there's a small set of people that have like
a monopoly on
yeah,
it.
yeah, It's the same. I just heard a commercial the other day because I always listen when I hear commercials and that, and it was the same like husband and wife deal where the husband's like this kind of like goofy, not real bright, and then the wife is, and they're older. They have the older person voice, but they've been doing that shit for like 15 years. I remember them like 15 years ago.
Wow.
I remember them in radio, and it dawned on me. I was listening. I'm like, man, these guys have been around.
Yeah.
So there are these two reoccurring characters that they do for many different things. But yeah, there's only a few people. And I get when I got that thing with him, I stopped. I kept getting audition things from Production Plus.
Yeah.
And that, and I was just ignoring them. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but again,
I was
because
like, I'm done. Because part of, and I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, you're good.
Part of what was frustrating for me with voiceover is there's no way to know what I need to improve on, or why didn't I get this part?
Yes.
Because there's no feedback, and I almost want to say, can I listen to whoever got the part? Can I hear how they did it? So I could see what I did differently and what they did that got them the part.
Yes.
Like in comedy, we know if the audience isn't laughing, okay, I need to rework this joke.
There's instant feedback.
Yes, but
Yeah.
with voiceover, there's nothing like
Exactly. And yeah, like when I went and read for parts, it was only me and the person in the studio. You know, and they really don't know what it's supposed to sound like. Like the one for Cartoon Network, it was for a show called Infinity Train. I got asked to audition to be the dad. Turns out I can't do a Wisconsin or a Minnesota accent for shit. I think it sounds great. Then come to find out, no, it sounds like garbage. But and there's also a very small window as well.
Yeah.
Like a lot of voice acting auditions only last for a few hours.
Yeah,
like
right.
like in the morning, hey, we need a part for this. Please, send us over your audition by like 4 p.m. It's like I'm at work right now,
I know. Yeah, I'm at work. I can't. And then, did you interview with all the agencies? And
I did interview, and I quickly realized that they didn't give a shit about me.
yeah.
So I'm like,
Well,
you know what?
That's the other thing is they don't care if you get it or not. They're
Yeah.
not invested in seeing you improve or like grooming you as an artist.
Yeah.
Because they just, as long as one of their people get it, it doesn't matter to them who
Yeah.
gets it.
Was it the spot by Schoolcraft College? Is that where you went to meet your agents?
I didn't meet them. I talked.
Oh.
Well, we did a Zoom.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because it was during the pandemic.
Oh, yes,
I
yeah.
signed up during the pandemic.
Yeah, I did
took
mine
the
before
class.
that, so I actually met him in person.
So we did it. We did it Zoom, and Production Plus. I think I pissed off the one girl.
Yeah.
Because
who the fuck
they
cares?
were asking about on-camera work, and I'm like, I never really considered myself an act. I'm uncomfortable, as you can tell, in front of cameras and stuff, and I was like, I'm not. I don't know, like, and I don't consider myself an actor. I'm like, part of me thinks acting, it's not that hard, and then I see a Hallmark movie, and I'm like, these people are horrible, so there's got to be something.
Yeah.
Happening. And I don't know if she's a failed actress or if she was a failed Hallmark actress.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
And
because
she's bitter.
she took that a little, because she's like, well, a lot of voiceover acting is being very humble, And I was like, I've been doing comedy for 7 years. At the time, I was like, I've been doing comedy for whatever, 7 years. Trust me, I've been humbled so many times. I'm humbled. But I was just like, okay. I was only joking. I was trying to make, because that's why I do comedy. I process everything.
Yeah.
When I'm nervous, I use humor. If I'm scared, I use
Yeah.
humor. So, but then the one interview I had with the one people was fantastic. We really liked them. She was going to get our voiceover guy to get in touch with me. He never did.
It's a common thing, you
Yeah,
know, because I got
never
certified
did.
years ago, and again, it's once in a blue moon, you know, like I will get something from Kate. Again, Kate's the one who's, you know, really helped me out, but yeah, it's tough because you got to constantly be putting out, you know, all these auditions, but again...
Tyler Neeson does a lot.
Oh, does he really?
Voiceover, yeah. He sent me his setup that he has in his, he makeshifted one of his closets into a studio.
Yeah, because I say like with like the clothing in there too, like it helps to absorb the sound. So.
No, my clothing is loud.
So yeah, voice acting is tough. It's fun, but it's not easy.
No, it's not. It's not. But I enjoyed it, and I loved doing. Even though I wasn't, when I sent that off to the guy, I'm like, dude, he's not gonna like this. And there was even one of them. I was just like, the way that I transitioned from the one sentence, I was just like, that's fucking like. And why did I even let that go? Because the guy was asking me, "Are you happy with this?" And I was just like, because I'm a people pleaser. He's like, the guy's like, "I think that sounds great," and I was like, in my head, I was like, I don't think it is.
Well, again, you and I are on the same page because
Yeah.
I was just like reading the script and saying, "That's fantastic!" Slapping his hand on his nailed down desk. You know, fucking.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? We got paid for it, so
Yeah.
I can't
paid.
fault him that. So
I got paid, and it was fun to do. It was
It's-
fun to go into a
yeah.
studio and do it. So
but not his studio. You didn't have the same fun I had. Trust me.
that is so great.
Oh,
From
man.
to the ground.
Yep, characters. But
Hey, you never know, man. He might get it made. I mean, I hope he does.
oh
Not
yeah,
for
I mean,
our sake, just
yeah,
for his.
it would be interesting to see,
Yeah.
you know. But the script was very, very small, so I'm like, I don't fucking like it's like
Yeah.
15 pages.
Yeah, see, I had 2 of the pages, and basically I was the narrator, so I was setting up like what the story was about.
Yeah, well, I heard you because he had inserted your voice into
Oh, did you?
because he's like, I'm gonna play this part, and then you're gonna jump in, and
So you saw how bad mine was then, or you heard how bad mine was.
I mean, I don't recall it being like that bad. I mean, I remember like being like, holy shit, this fucking sucks. But no, I'm kidding. But no, yeah, it was just yeah, we've been ragging on this poor guy again. He's not gonna watch it, but whatever,
Yeah.
man. It's
Yeah,
all in good fun. Fuck it.
I mean, we're all weird to somebody.
We are. Oh goddamn, I'm weird to a lot of people.
Yeah,
Fucking
I'm finding that out.
yeah. Oh man. But you got any more weird questions, Steve? You seem to be firing them off like gangbusters
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah. You know what? Back to your one question. I was always a sports guy too. I played a lot of weekend sports. I played
asked
in
you
a
a sports
basketball league,
question?
softball league.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You asked what my other interests were.
Oh, that part. Yeah, all right. So, okay. What kind of sports were you
Believe it
doing?
or not, you wouldn't know this by looking at me now, but I was actually fairly athletic when I was younger.
Okay.
So I played, racquetball.
Racquetball,
Yeah.
huh?
I worked at a
indoor.
racquetball. Cortland racquetball. That's actually where I got into pool, too, because they had a pool table up.
Right by the Dumars?
Yeah. I lived
I
in
worked
the
at
Shelby
Dumars.
Oaks Apartments across from Felipe's. There's
Oh.
Felipe's and then there's Shelby Oaks Apartments.
Yeah,
I lived
yeah,
there when
yeah.
I was in high school.
Okay.
And yeah, I used to walk over and I was a janitor like 3 days a week at the Cortland Racquetball Club.
Dude, I was a janitor at Dumars.
Were you really?
So fucking weird.
I used to go there at like 1 a.m. to play basketball. We'd get done working. I worked at the Outback Steakhouse. We'd get done working. We'd all go over there
That's funny.
and play ball.
So weird.
Yeah.
Dual janitors.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck, man.
You guys could do a comedy tour, the clean comedy tour.
Oh, jeez.
Again, I keep saying stupid shit, embarrassing myself over here.
Well, we're on a show Saturday. We're on a
Yeah.
show this Saturday.
Malone's.
Malone's Tavern.
Oh, nice.
Van Dyke.
Is it Sterling Heights or Warren? I think it's right there. It's 14 in Van Dyke around, just south of 14.
I think that's... Fuck, I can't... Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think it's Warren. I think the address is Warren.
You might be right about that.
Yeah. But it's right next to Sterling Heights. It's all the same.
It should be fun. Yeah, like I said, I used to have a guy that lived at the King's Arms, or the fuck, what is that, the King Henry? that crackhead hotel across the street from the White Castle.
Yeah.
That sounds like a crackhead hotel.
Oh man, one of those single level ones that just has like 8 units.
Weekly.
Oh,
ones.
God.
Yeah, kitchenette.
Yeah.
You know,
I used to cook some things up in there.
That's a good question because you've probably done a lot of road comedy. Like, what are some of the like the worst hotels or motels that you've been like, put up in for?
Most gigs don't give you a hotel room now. They might have been back in the day before I started. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make noise for your.
Oh no,
Daryl. I'm not chopping gum and I'm putting this on the. Yeah, no, I saw the frustration in Daryl's face. Yeah, I've never the hotels that I have stayed at for rooms were fairly decent. And then there was that company, and I think the pandemic closed them down. I don't know if they're back up and running or not. Called Ignite Hospitality, and they get you entertainers' rooms. The deal is you got to leave positive reviews on all the TripAdvisor, their Facebook page, your Facebook page, Google reviews, all that kind of stuff. And I stayed at the Hyatt Regency in Novi on New Year's Eve for $40.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because they always went to 4 and 5 star hotels. So I didn't really. I put a bed in the back of my Subaru, and I've slept there for a few gigs that didn't provide hotel rooms because most of them don't. So you end up just driving back.
Yeah.
And sleeping in your car.
Life of a comic.
Yeah, basically. And I talk Ron, he's a little bit older. Ron's really old. I mean, he's.
What, is he 90 years old? Ron's really old.
I'm kidding.
He's only got a few years left.
Yeah, but he's
pool.
he doesn't.
You should play him in pool.
He'd probably beat me. Right? And my ego couldn't take that. You know how hard it was when Ted beat me? When Ted Moss beat me in pool? I almost drove into a tree on the way home. I'm just kidding, Ted, if you see this. You're a good guy. Anyways, what are we talking about?
Shitty hotels.
Shitty hotels.
Sleeping in cars.
Oh, yeah. Ron doesn't want that life. We've talked about being a road comic and that. But he's married, too. Him and Steve are both married.
Right. How long have him and Steve been married?
Oh, shit. Oh, God. Can you Google that for us? Go on Facebook? Yeah, check Facebook and see their anniversary date.
Before it was legal in this state to be, that's for sure. Yeah. But yeah, because I always look for shows everywhere: Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and I got us a couple shows. Well, I got us one show out in Illinois, and I tell those guys were like, God damn it. For them, they've got Ron owns his own business. He's married. Steve's married. He has his own law firm, so they're really busy with me. I've got nothing going on. I work, and then I'm not married. I don't have kids.
Yeah, and you come to a basement on a Sunday to do a crappy little podcast.
Right, which I think, how, and I don't mean any offense to you. This is great. I love it. But, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, he's played arenas. 60,000 people. And now he's coming to a basement in fucking Westland.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a Dig Dug video game machine that doesn't work.
I mean, it works. I mean, it's a little off-center, but it works,
Yeah.
For a little bit, so.
And his wife's back there questioning the marriage.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is worth it.
What am I doing here? God damn it, Jim, again.
You gotta hear him, with his 2x4. I used to love Hacksaw Jim Duggan when I was a kid.
Oh, he was great, yeah.
I was into wrestling for a little bit when we were young. And then I got out of it for whatever reason, I don't know. But when I was young and living in Texas, Junkyard Dog, Ted DiBiase, the Fantastics, you remember them? They were on the smaller circuit, tag team duo, real fast and quick. And
would you say that they were fantastic?
Yeah, they were
okay, fantastic. I'm gonna stop right there. That's fucking 3 strikes and I'm out. These terrible ass jokes. Daryl, edit those out, please. Or just blend in some uproarious laughter. Help my ego a little bit.
Like a sitcom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a laugh track that you can put to all this?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we definitely need one. No, but Hacksaw was great. Yeah, he was. He was a cool guy. Very down to earth.
Yeah, he seemed like it. He seemed like a pretty nice guy. And well, I don't want to talk about his anything. Just edit this. Just click.
No, what's on your brain?
I was just talking about how thin he looked.
Well, I mean, yeah, Well, I mean, yeah, I guess he's
It's how tall is he? I always thought when I was young he looked like he was 6'6".
I think he's 6'3". He said, right? I think he was 6'3".
Probably like your height. How tall are you?
Like 5'8".
He was taller than 5. I want to say he was like 6'3", but the one thing about him,
Steve, I appreciate that.
the one thing about him that I know is he still felt very strong.
Yeah,
like when he was patting our
yeah.
shoulders and shaking
Right.
our hands, I'm like,
Yeah.
he's got a fucking grip on him, man.
Yeah,
He can
yeah,
still.
yeah.
He's still pretty solid.
Yeah, he is. You know.
He's like 70. He'd easily kick the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Like, and I
Oh,
would
yeah.
be trying. And he's still fucking.
Yeah.
Well, you find like those people that get into that like wrestling or sports. I met Ty Halleck, who was a fullback for Michigan State, and then he bounced around the NFL. Played for the Bears, played for the Packers. I think he played for I guess just the NFC North. He played for. But he came into the restaurant I was managing, and one of my servers told him I was a huge Bears fan, and that was the last team I think he played for. And so I came over to meet him, and as he stood up, and I always was disillusioned that I could have played if I really applied myself and worked out and did it. Like, I could have played in the NFL, even though I didn't even play in high school, really. I was on the team, but I didn't play. But I had this disillusion that, man, I could have done it.
Yeah.
And as he stood up, I was in my 30s, and I'm walking like, dude, he's not that much bigger than I am. Like, he's not much taller than me. He's a couple inches taller. He's a little broader shoulder than I am, but he's not that. And then when he shook his hand, I was like, is that two hands?
Yeah.
It's like his hand just engulfed mine. And I was like, yeah, okay. Then I played in a pickup football game. Some guy that weighed like $130 ripped the football out of my arms. And I was like, yeah, I could have never. I can't hang on to the ball with this guy.
Reality hit you fast.
Yeah, ripping it right out of my arms like I wasn't even holding it. I'm like, yeah, I would have never played. But those people, they're just built everything. Just
Yeah.
big hands, big feet, just everything, just huge. They're monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're not human.
Yeah, and here we are, blessed with normal human genetics.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. So I always say I inherited my dad. Like I said, he was a poker player. He was a gambler. My mom said she never worried about him because he never gambled the mortgage,
Right.
and that he was very responsible. But when he retired, he just played poker, and he could tell you what's in his hand, what's on the table, how many outs he has to the money that's in the table, and what his percentage of the. Like, I got a 76% chance of winning that pot. Plus, I know how this guy plays, and he does all that, and I'm like, I couldn't have inherited that. I got circulation. Like, that just...
Could have
it
been his
sucks.
anal beads, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah,
how many
yeah.
anal beads?
That's
I had
the trick.
3 anal beads coming out of my ass. I knew I was an 82% chance of winning that pot.
Oh, yeah.
If there was just one anal bead, it would have dropped down to like 56% chance. But there were 3.
You think maybe the reason we haven't made it big in comedy is because we don't have anal beads? You guys got a show next weekend. I mean, there's plenty of time. There's a Lover's Lane like 2 miles away.
Who says we haven't tried these anal beads yet?
Our new merch.
Oh,
And I'm going to be selling these after the show. Who'd ever like them?
Oh yeah.
oh my God, that would be amazing. Comedy anal beads.
Hey, why not?
Yeah.
Gotta get original anymore, dude.
If I see you, when I introduce you, because I'll go up first to introduce everybody, when I see you walking weird up to the stage.
Yeah, all tight, like.
I won't be walking weird. You get used
It's not
to
my
it.
first rodeo. You guys never had anal beads before? I come back here, one of these are missing.
God.
Just make-
I call them concentration beads.
God.
You gotta save
so
a
you-
buck.
Yeah.
I mean,
We should get some anal beads for gifts for guests.
Yeah,
Here,
right.
take these.
There
You
you
want used or you want fresh? Guess which one of us his ass has been up?
Yeah, blindfold them. Can you tell by smell?
Yeah.
Is these Daryl's? Are these Justin's? Or are these Steve's?
Jason's anal beads.
Yeah. Jason's anal beads. Yeah.
Jason's, yeah.
Oh God,
man.
anal beads. Gotta love it, man.
What would you say was your worst show? Your worst performance ever?
There's been so many of them. Well, I mean, we all bomb. So that's,
Sure.
You know,
Right. Oh yeah.
There was two that come to mind, and one of them when I was early on in, I did this open mic in Hamtramck, and I can't remember the name of the place. And who was it that ran it? I think Esther was running it at the time.
Was
Jeff
it the-
Horse I don't know how to say
Yeah,
it.
was it
Navarez?
Navarez,
Yeah,
yeah.
Navarez. Yeah.
Hamtramck bar?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
I don't remember the name of it.
It was the new Dodge
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, yeah.
across the street from the Checkers restaurant.
Yeah, they had. You stood up in like the window.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was New Dodge. Yeah, and there was probably about 50 or 60 people there. A lot of comics. There were 20 of those were comedians, 20 or 30, and I was like the fifth one to go up. I think fourth or fifth, and Lloyd Digg was up ahead of me, and he's just kind of killing it. He's having a good set, and I went up and I told my first joke, and I said the punchline, and everybody in the audience did this, and then went. So, anyways, as I was saying, and then they
Oh,
started
no,
talking.
Jesus.
And for the 7 minutes that I was up there, nobody paid any attention to me.
Oh,
And I remember this, and I mentioned this to Lloyd once when I saw him. I always appreciate when I came off. He was like, he goes, "Well, that was rough," and he goes, "Way to hang." He goes, "Way to power through, though," and he gave me a fist bump. And I was like, "Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that." Made me feel because it sucks when you're up there alone and you're bombed. And then Wes Ward was making fun of me. Wes, I used to drive to a lot of shows with Wes when I started. Wesley Ward.
So early West, the West when I remember when he was working at the Walmart deli.
Yeah, and he was. I think he was working still at Walmart
Yeah,
when I first met him.
yeah.
Doing comedy. Yeah, and we used to drive there. We did a show. We did Rupert's. I think it was Rupert's in Kalamazoo. The one with the dog. They had the.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And I was eating shit. And Wes, like when I hit a punchline, nobody's laughing. Wes started laughing. And then when we got in the car and we're heading back, I go, "Hey," I said, "thanks for trying to get the audience going, and by laughing and trying to get them to laugh." And he goes, "I wasn't trying to get the audience going. I was laughing because you were eating shit." Up there. So, thanks, I appreciate that. But I would say that New Dodge one, because that was like the first time outside of the open mic where I bombed. But that was the first time like I really bombed. Where I got nothing for the entire time I was up there.
Yeah.
And then I did a show, I opened for a guy. He came to our show in Oxford, and he saw me there. He lived in Oxford, and he messaged me if I wanted to open for him at Port Huron Convention Center. And it was a bunch of engineers. I don't know if it was a company or what, but it was like 300 people or 200 people. It was probably about 200 people. And I was getting like so, and then I know exactly what happened, but for 15 minutes, nothing. They just stared at me.
Whoa.
200 people. Like, I couldn't even get one person. They just stared at me. And then when I finished, I said, "Well, that's it for me. My name's Billy Reno." And nobody clapped.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Not one person.
Was your dick hanging out or something? Jesus,
No,
man.
it doesn't hang. It would be poking out.
He's got a fucking acorn glued to his crotch.
Is that a mushroom? Mushroom? What is that? Yeah, nobody clapped, and I said, "Thank you." And then a couple people started clapping, and I said, No. I'm like, "I don't want your pity applause." I said, "I was here for this also. You were right with your silence." And that they laughed at. And then I introduced the headliner, and I walked off stage, went out the pad, and I called my brother, and I was like, "Dude, I just ate the biggest dick on stage." And I was like,
Clearly not your dick.
Yeah, clearly not. Yeah, right. I almost choked on my gum. You have to edit that out too, Daryl. Are you making notes time wise, like at 5:35?
I'm just gonna let you hang out.
Yeah.
But what happened was a guy was coming back from the bathroom, sitting down, and I do a joke about Jesus' mom being a stereotypical Jewish mother, and the way I started the joke. I don't know, I said something about Jewish moms. I kind of soften it now, so where people don't get so, or I feel, and he goes, "Here we go with the Jew jokes." And he sat down, and the headliner's like, he ruined it, because nobody wanted to laugh, because
Right.
they didn't want to.
Because Mr. Uppity Fuckface.
And the headliner's like, "You should have turned to him and said, 'Oh, are you Jewish? Is your mom a is she?'" Because, and I do that now. I asked, "Are there any Jewish people here?" And when there are, and I go, "Is your mom that stereo?" They always say yes. They're always like, "Yes."
That joke would
My
probably
mom
kill in
is.
Dearborn. They'd fucking love it over there.
Yeah.
You'd be a hero.
And I wonder in today's world, like, is it even appropriate? Should I even not be saying
Do it, man. Fuck it.
Oh, I do.
Do it. Yeah, fucking do it, man.
I mean, that's my joke. You don't like it, or if it's offensive, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend. I'm trying to make
You're trying to give people a good time. We talked about it last episode, dude. Just if you don't find something funny, just don't laugh. Don't make a big deal about it. You know, it's
That's
not
all you got to do as an audience member.
Yeah.
Laugh if it's funny and don't laugh if it's not.
exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those were the two times that and there was countless other times where I've eaten shit on stage. But I think you also get to a point where you start doing pretty well. Like I think your progress goes in increments and then you take leaps. So like you're going up, doing good, and then you'll take a leap, and then you go up. And when you take those leaps, and then when you come down just a bit, you still have a good set. But you don't feel it's a good set because you're used to this. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's still a good set, but in your mind it's like, no, it's not it's a good set. Because they didn't laugh at every single joke like they did 2 shows ago. And that's what you expect now. But that's what I love about comedy, though, too, is because there's no guarantees when you go out on stage.
Right.
That people are going to like it.
Yeah, it's exciting. It builds that excitement because again, you're like, okay, like are they gonna like it? Are they not? It's that good kind of nervous energy, you know.
If you could do it all over again, what would you change?
I would have started sooner.
Just started sooner?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would have started doing comedy sooner. I would have done it when I was like 25. I was working in Lansing. I was trying to go to school out there, but school was never my thing.
Yeah.
You know, so. But I told my brother. I called my older brother up and was like, "Hey, man, I think I want to do comedy. I'm going to do stand up." And he came out. And we went to Connections and went and watched a show.
Okay.
And when we got done, I sat down with a notebook and I'm like, I don't know how to write a joke. Because it's different. Being funny in front of your friends is completely different.
Completely
than going
different,
up
yeah.
on stage and being funny.
Definitely.
And I was too scared. I was too scared to even try to go up there, and then I didn't do it. And then it took another 15 years or whatever, or 16 years before my manager said that. And I thought, yeah, but I wish I would have done it sooner. I'm not saying that, I would have made it or been anything, but comedy was a lot different back then in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, you talk to some of the old guys, like Mike Green at One Night Stands, he's like, dude, you get paid like $1,500 for the weekend. They pay for your airfare, they pay for your hotel, they'd feed you.
Jesus.
You were treated like a god
Dude.
back then.
God.
Right. Yeah.
But
Holy.
A&E Evening at the Improv is one of the things that ruined it. Like every TV, internet, because people got to see. People used to be able to get 45 minutes, and you could just spend 5 years with those 45 minutes going around the country.
Right. Yeah.
Just
But
doing
now they
shows,
can watch it online, and
now
it's
people
like,
see it so fast.
and they expect you to tell new material every show. It's like it takes a while to come up with good new material, man. It takes a long time.
Me. Especially, I am not a writer. I can't, like, Hanson drives me insane. When we would do the podcast, we'd have a topic, and we'd come in, and he'd pull out his notebook, and he's going through, like, 5 pages of shit that he's written down. And Shane and I are like, what are we talking about again? What's the topic? I can't get a topic and sit down and write jokes about it. I mean, I say I can't. I probably, if I really focused, but it's just not how I don't even write. I don't even write my jokes out. I think of a joke, I go on stage, I do it, and then I think, what could I do differently? And then that's how I do it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do all my writing kind of on stage, I guess, is what I say. I write on stage. And saying that, I have notebooks all over the place with shit written in it, because I've always tried to get into that habit of writing.
Right.
I've never, my spelling's horrible, my grammar's horrible, like I said, my handwriting's sloppy, so I never liked to write as a kid, through school, everything. I had a learning disability according to the school shit, so I never liked writing. I never liked even the physical act of writing. So writing for me is a struggle. Anyways. I feel like I was like, I'm letting too much of myself out. I gotta
No,
shut
do
this
it, man.
down.
No, man. Be open. Be open
I knocked
about
down
it.
a wall. I gotta put that wall back.
No, keep it knocked down, man. Fuck it. It's all good shit, man. The more open you are, the better, you know?
You're better than my therapist.
Shit, maybe I should do some therapy.
Yeah.
Come to my shuffleboard. Tell me all about you. Yeah.
You can play with the anal beads.
Yeah.
So, as far as upcoming gigs, what's calendar looking like?
Well, Saturday at Malone's Tavern.
Okay. Who's on that, Billy?
Steve Delaney is on that, and Matt Kahn.
All right.
Yeah,
Matt,
well, I
that's
really
good.
like Matt. Matt's a funny guy.
He is. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Fun guy. Nice dude. Nice dude.
Yeah, real nice guy too. And then, what's after that? So that's what? That's September. Then October 6th, the Lighten Up Comedy Show will be in Cedar Springs, Michigan, which is just north of Grand Rapids at
Okay.
Redbird Bistro. They've got an upstairs, a nice, wonderful upstairs place, seats about 80 people, 80 or 90
sweet.
people. We've got about 30 tickets sold. Somewhere between 30 and 36 tickets sold
Okay.
for that one.
Sure.
All right.
We still got some time too.
Yeah, most people buy the week of. So when I get,
I get you.
like, for Malone's, it's a small room, 40 people. We got 20 tickets sold. We're halfway there. So this week we should sell out, which is perfect because it's a tiny room. It's great. It'll be great.
Cool. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, we'll have a good time. And then October 8th, I'm going to MC for Steve Ayotte and Matt Harper at Sister Lakes Brewing in Dowagiac. And I'm closing out one of the comedy contests in Grand Rapids for Brian Bobert.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, on October. You know what? Let me look at my calendar. This is why I double book myself sometimes. Because I'm always like, yeah, I'm open that day. So the 6th, the 8th, the 16th, I'm in Grand Rapids. And then the 24th, no, that's just some holiday. And then in November 11th, I'm at the Grecian Center with Sal and Ron Rigby
Okay.
for a Motel
Sounds
Mart.
good.
Yeah. Sal's a great comedian.
Yeah, I love
Sal's
Sal.
awesome,
Sal's
yeah.
been so good to me, too. He's such a good guy.
He is.
I'm actually, the day after Thanksgiving, him and I are doing a show in West Virginia.
Oh wow. Okay.
damn.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll be taking a road trip together.
Is he going to be able to fit on that bed in your Subaru as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to, if it's cold that day, we won't be, that's for sure.
Yeah. Sal's a pretty big guy. He's
Well, yeah, I did a road show with Cam Rowe, and I felt so bad for him. He was getting in and out of my car because I drove us. And Cam, as you guys know, because he's been on the show, he's 6'9", and
yeah.
you know, we weigh the same, which is sad. but yeah, he's a big dude, and him. I was thinking, like, man, to be that big, like, everything's got to be almost special made for you. Like, everything, his clothes, like, can you imagine him on a regular sized toilet?
Right.
No.
It's so
God.
uncomfortable.
Did he use the bathroom here? I don't think he did.
I don't think so.
He probably held it the whole time.
Yeah.
I was gonna when we got there. I asked the front desk. Wait, was it there? No, it had to have been a different show because we rode together in that one. It had to have been a different show that we were on that Cam was showing up at. And I asked the front desk girl, I'm like, can you do me a favor when Cam Rowe checks in? Can you say, hey, are you the comedian Cam Rowe? And when he says, yeah, say your agent called and said that you require this upon check-in, and hand him a plunger and put like
Oh, God.
put like 6 rolls of toilet paper on the plunger. And he had to-
Man.
Oh, man.
and she was like, I can't do that.
Oh,
I'm like, come
what
on. I'm like, you're
what a
not going to
stick in
want to
the
say it
mud.
when you see him because you're going to see a 6'9"
Yeah.
guy walking towards you and you're going to be like, I'm not. But Cam is a big teddy bear.
He is
He
one of the
would've laughed
nicest
his head.
guys.
I'm like,
Yeah.
just do it. I'm like, come on, but she wouldn't do it.
Why do I
Oh.
keep thinking now about those Magnum chocolate bars?
Because we mentioned a giant black man. That's why. That's why you're going back to the Magnum
Steve's
chocolate
gonna be
bar.
home with pulling anal beads out, eating a Magnum chocolate bar,
I
and
should
jerking
call
off. Like,
Cam.
Yeah. Like, Cam, I thought of you as I'm eating this giant chocolate ice cream. Are you available? Oh, okay.
Let's see. So how long have you been with the Oath Keepers there?
What a transition.
Let's
Wow.
get to the real meat and potatoes of this.
I knew this was an animal.
How quickly can we get Billy canceled?
Yeah, right. For the record, I'm not with the
God.
It's
It's the Proud Boys, right?
Oh, God.
Shit.
Once I was driving down the street there, I passed one of your neighbors down there has a big Trump flag, and I'm like, please
That's-
tell me. I try not to get involved politically. To me, it's all bullshit.
Was it
I don't know, but
was it the one that has it on the flag or the one that has it on his fence?
on his fence.
Oh, that's the guy that always wants me to go golfing with him, even though I've told him I don't golf. Like, he's like, oh, let's go golfing right now. Like, dude, I'm cutting the grass with my shirt off. I'm not going to go golfing with you. I've got a very weird neighborhood. You guys know. I have a cast of characters here. But yeah, I'm like, I don't golf. I don't like golfing. I appreciate it, but we're not golfing. See him 2 weeks later. Are we going? No, I don't golf. Like, you got a wife. Go home and fuck her. Like, leave me alone. No. Nice guy, but yeah, he just doesn't understand that I don't golf.
He's going to be like, I'm going to get Jason out golfing. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, then he'll write me a letter that says, Jason, please come golfing.
And then he's that Trump. I'm surprised. He's like, why don't you get yourself a Mexican to mow that
Yeah.
lawn? Why don't you-
Yeah.
I'm surprised he continues to talk to you after Cam was here.
Yeah, right.
He's probably afraid is what it is. They go,
Yeah,
shit.
Honey,
Yeah.
honey, call
Yeah.
911 and be ready.
Oh my
I
God.
think Jason's getting robbed.
Jesus Christ. You know what's crazy? Like, I don't even know that guy's name. And I've been here like over 10 years, but he isn't even the weirdest one. Like, you guys know, I got a neighbor, Johnny B, that leaves me bananas on my front porch. I swear to God, the bananas you saw on my counter, free bananas I get, he just goes around and puts free bananas on people's door.
That's
I swear to God. We need to get him on the show.
yeah.
Do you guys want to get Johnny B on the show?
Oh man.
Johnny Bananas on the show.
We would get, yeah, Johnny. He always wears like a safety vest and a safety hat. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. Like, I will get him.
Oh man.
You've seen the video?
I've seen the pictures.
Yeah. There are pictures of this guy, and then the lady across the street from me. Holy fucking hell! Wow. I got a whole. I could do a whole sitcom about the neighborhood that I live in. I attract weird people, probably because I am one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I almost want to see if there's a house for sale in this neighborhood now, just to be a part of it.
Oh, please do.
It's
It's
for rent right around the corner, actually.
Is there?
Yeah.
hell yeah, dude.
I like
move in.
how Daryl understands my financial situation.
Yeah.
Like he's like, well, there's one for rent.
Yeah.
You're not buying. You're not
Good
buying
comedy,
anything.
man.
Not in
Yeah,
this neighborhood.
Let's be
Billy.
honest. There's one for rent. Maybe if you and 5 of your friends can get together and
Yeah.
afford it. I mean, it is Westland.
Oh wait, is that the guy that's having? Is that the one down on the corner?
Yeah.
The guy has yard sales. Again, another fucking character in my neighborhood. That guy has like a massive yard sale every weekend in the summer. I don't know how many times I've seen other neighbors throwing shit out, and then I see it for sale at his yard sale, and then I see the same neighbors there. I'm like, don't buy it. It's the fucking shit you just threw out, for God's sakes.
There was just something that spoke to the that like this,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about this I just want to get. It's like,
It
yeah,
reminds me of the one I used to have. Sorry, I'm going off on like a neighborhood
That's
rant right now.
hilarious.
Yeah, like he like.
I mean, that's a great. That guy figured something out.
Oh yeah,
Like, I
he
can get
always
these guys
has.
to buy
He
their old stuff.
he
back.
always has a ton of people there, and then across the street from him, for a while there was a group home there, and I will never forget this as long as I live. Like, whoever was in charge there, like, must have fell asleep or something, because all the people in the group home got out, and all they did is they went across the street to the grocery store and brought every shopping cart back on the lawn. Like, I came home, I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I'm like, oh, somebody fucking wasn't watching them, and luckily nothing crazy happened, but like, I was like, this.
So next time we're bored on a Saturday night, we can just come sit out on Justin's porch.
Yeah.
We'll just go watch Justin's Neighbors.
Literally, like, I will go on the front porch in the evenings, have a cup of coffee, a brownie, and I take it all in, man. I take it all in. I do love where I live, though. It's, you know, I would rather have it be weird because at least it's entertaining.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and at least they're not weird as far as like you're not going to be on Fear Thy Neighbor.
Yeah, no, I don't
Anytime
fear any
soon.
of my neighbors. I mean, like, for a while, I was like, is this guy trying to poison me with bananas?
Yeah.
Because he used to write next on them. I swear to God. I swear to you. He would write next. I'm like, what? Like, am I next? Is that it? Like,
That's fucking strange.
yeah, I'm like, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Did
like,
you ever ask him what this means?
I haven't brought myself, like, to the point where I'm like, Johnny, number one, where are you getting the bananas? Even though I think I figured it out. But, like, yeah, I should probably ask him, like,
You got to
What?
have him on your show.
and the Mother's Day message he left me. Did I ever? Oh, Christ. We can listen to that after the show. This guy, wow, yeah. Johnny B, you're getting on the show.
Yeah.
You're getting on the show. Maybe for a cameo. I will play you guys the Mother's Day voice message he left me. It's interesting, to say the least.
Why would he leave you a Mother's Day?
That isn't even as weird as it gets. I
Oh,
promise
boy.
you.
All right.
I promise you, it's not even as weird as it gets.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
And I thought the weirdest thing I'd hear today is a guy cheating at chess with anal beads.
Oh yeah, it's
Allegedly.
Welcome.
yeah.
Allegedly.
I'm sure. You know what? There's probably somebody on the street that has like an anal bead fetish. I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe it's the Trump guy.
Maybe. He's got a bunch of fucking like what would the beads even be shaped like?
Brandon beads.
Astroglide. Some
My Brandon beads.
just a oh god, the Brandon beads. Yeah, let's go Brandon. Fucking
Let's pull Brandon.
yeah, let's pull Brandon.
Oh, boy.
Oh man.
Well, this has been a exciting and
I hope so. I'm a
eye-opening-
pretty boring person.
No, this was great. This
you're
was a
fine.
lot of fun, man. Like
fiddling with the sand.
I hope
over
you-
there.
I'm so I'm just like,
Yeah.
and I always have these nervous tendencies when I'm like this in therapy. When I'm in therapy, I'm always fidgeting and like I don't know. It's just uncomfortable for me.
Get you some anal beads.
yeah, they'll definitely take the edge off or put the edge on.
This is why I could never make it because I couldn't be on a talk show. I would be so uncomfortable in the chair. I'd be weird. I would be like Joaquin Phoenix or
Oh
Get a
Jesus
fidget
Christ!
spinner.
Yeah.
yeah,
Fuck with
yeah.
that or
'Cause they'd be
something.
like, you just
Sit on your hands.
God, who was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Harmony Korine was really weird too.
who?
Harmony Korine, he's the guy. He like
Kids, Gummo.
yeah, Kids, Gummo, Trash
He's a
Humpers.
producer, movie
He's a
director.
weird.
okay.
He is a weird guy, man.
I thought for a second you said Harvey Korman.
No.
He got banned from Letterman, right?
Yeah, because he was so fucking weird. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's another. I'm surprised that he doesn't live on my street. Well, Harmony, if you're watching, there's a room for rent.
Right.
Go
him
fucking.
and, him and Crispin Glover can
Oh God.
Oh yeah, that was the other one.
both rule. Both are totally
Yeah,
right.
but no, you did fine, Billy, man.
Hey.
This is great, man. I had a blast. I'm sure Steve had a blast.
Yeah, I had a really good time.
Yeah. So to wrap it up, any more shows that you want to plug? Any?
Well, just those ones coming up. October 6th, the Lighten Up Show in Cedar Springs, just north of Grand Rapids. Our show, 24th,
Malone's.
Malone's Tavern in Warren or Sterling Heights, Michigan. And then October 8th at Dowagiac. Excuse me, I think it's pronounced Dowagiac. Sister Lakes Brewing Company. I'll be just emceeing that show. But Steve Ayotte, I don't know if you've ever seen Steve Ayotte. He's hilarious.
I don't.
Fantastic. He's been doing comedy 25 years. Been on, he's got all the credits. My credits I got to make up. Make up what I've done.
You've done voiceover for a man that nails down his furniture. There you go.
For one of the most eccentric producers in Hollywood.
Yeah.
What do you got going on?
So October 1st at Bearded Lamb Brewing Company in Plymouth, I am producing a show. I'll be hosting with Jason Jamerson and Diego Adonacio headlining.
Oh, both those guys are hilarious.
Hilarious.
I'm sorry, I keep interrupting.
Oh
you.
no! That's part of the. It's a conversation.
You
It's
start
good.
leaning into
Yeah.
blocking you out.
The Billy Reno show. No, it's
Yeah.
good, man. You were all good, man. Trust me, you're all good. Then October 15th at Rusted Crow Distillery in Dearborn, I have Louis Michael with Kevin Kramus headlining, and then I've got a bunch of other shows. I've got my November show at Bearded Lamb Brewing Company, but then besides that, we get in December and January. Too far away. We'll keep those for the next episode. So. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope this talk of anal beads has gotten you all very excited. Thank you very much for watching.
And the time was now.